Thanks, Mike. And by the way, thank you very much, Carlisle, for hosting us once again for the Challenger Dream giveaway. This is the second Challenger Dream giveaway, and we know one thing, and that's auto enthusiasts are all about passion. And so are we. When we look for a prize strategy to put together for you guys, not only do we survey interested audiences, but we make sure that it's something you can't go down the street and buy. And in the case of the two cars we're about to unveil, it's absolutely something that you just can't find, you just can't buy. They're both one-of-a-kind cars, and I think they're worthy of your attention for a few minutes. The first one was the star of a Challenger commercial in 2012. An amazing car that some of you I know because I've talked to you up here. You saw it going down a country road, went through a covered bridge, and came out as the new Challenger. It morphed into the new Challenger. This is not a car that was like that car. This is the car that was in the commercial. We searched long and hard. We found the car. It did not look like this. We're going to go ahead and unveil it if you guys would roll it back. It didn't look exactly like this when we found it. But this was a team effort, and some of the guys rolling back that tarp were part of the team. First member of the team, a lot of you guys know, is Dave Wise, who's standing over here. Dave Wise is an expert in authenticating Mopars, and so we wanted to make sure we, number one, had the right car, and that the car was the real deal. So we made sure Dave looked it over real carefully, and the outside of the car was in real good shape, but as far as mechanical and underneath, the car was incorrect. We wanted to make it correct. So the guys at Precision Images, who are standing back there, Jim Drain and Tom and Mike, were part of the team that went through this car piece by piece and made sure that everything was correct. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a legit car, with the exception of one thing, and that's the emblems on the hood. Okay, all of you are familiar with the Raisin brand hood. This says 426 Hemi. It is not a 426 Hemi. It is a 440 U-code car. But for the purposes of the commercial, they had to put the Hemi badges on it because it was part of it was introducing the Hemi for the new Challenger. So as it went through the covered bridge and came out as the new Hemi, the car was played to the tune of American Woman, which is a great tune, and we have the video that'll be playing the whole weekend. So this is half of the grand prize. It's half of the grand prize because the winner gets two cars and $40,000 to pay the taxes. And the reason we do that is not just because we want to make sure that whoever wins this, regardless of their economic condition, can accept both cars, because taxes are a lot of money when you win something like this. So we hope you don't split up the cars if you're the winner. The next car we're going to talk about is a car that we had to pair it with. Everybody knows about the Hellcat. It's the talk of the industry, not just the Mopar industry, but it's the talk of the industry. Most powerful production muscle car ever offered. But we're here today to tell you a little bit more like the Paul Harvey version, the rest of the story. Because many of you know that the Hellcat was named after the fighter plane, the Hellcat. But what you might not know is about the development of the Hellcat and how important it is to everybody sitting here today. Because it literally turned the tide of the war in the Pacific. Originally, when we were bombed, December 7th, 1941, and lost 2,300 of our brave servicemen, we had no way to combat the Japanese Zeros. So the military, in a sense of urgent need, went to Grumman and told Grumman, we need an aircraft that will be able to compete and to protect our men. So Grumman built a prototype. It was going to be called the Hellcat, but this one was the Hellcat X. Hellcat X for experimental. And they first did it with a 1,600 horsepower engine, and it didn't produce enough of the performance needs that required. So they went back and they did a turbocharged, supercharged, 2,000 horsepower Pratt & Whitney engine. And that became ultimately the production version. It went on to be actually double supercharged, but there was one Hellcat X built, and it was turbocharged and supercharged. So to stay true to that DNA, we're about to show you the Hellcat X. So if you guys would unroll the Hellcat X. You'll notice on the car there's a lot of aluminum design elements. The original Hellcat X was never painted. It was all aluminum, so as a tribute to that and to stay true to the DNA, we kept a lot of raw aluminum elements. You'll see a lot of things are adjustable. The front splitter, the rear diffuser, the wicker bill is all adjustable because it's an experimental car. But what's even more unusual is when you look in the mirrors and you look down, you're going to see two turbochargers underneath the car. This is a compound boosted, turbocharged, supercharged Hellcat. And someone is going to win the car. You can't buy the car, you can only win it for a $3 entry. And the entry is going to benefit charity. So back to the story about the Hellcat. Ultimately, it produced a 19-to-1 kill ratio against enemy aircraft. It literally turned the tide of the war. They produced about 12,200 Hellcats. Only 270 were shot down in combat. It was an amazing plane. It's an amazing story. We're very happy and proud that Chrysler brought back the Hellcat. And in doing so, we hope that the charities that are going to participate through the donations for entries will all benefit. And my colleague Pat is about to come up and tell you a little about the charities involved and the connection between the Hellcat